I will be demonstrating how to calibrate a pH reader. So first I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to put it into this 4 pH solution. I'm going to dip it in, swirl it around, and then press recalibrate.
So I have it, so it's already on.
And then once this gets down to a 4 pH, I'm going to press hold. Okay, so I've pressed hold and it is now at a 4 pH, so I'm going to rinse this off using the tap water. And then I will wipe it down with one of these Kim wipes before I put it in the next solution. So now I'm going to put the pH reader into the 7 pH solution and wait for it to stabilize. And now I'll press hold again. Okay, so I've pressed hold, and now I'll just put that out of the way, and I'll rinse this off once again in the tap water, and then wipe it off with the Kim wipe again. Use a new one.
Crap. Your face isn't in the shot. Hi. Lower. Hi. There you go.
Okay, and now I'm going to get the last one, which is the 10 pH solution, and I'm going to calibrate it with pH. Okay, so now I've calibrated it, so I put these off to the side, rinse this off once again, just to make sure there's no cross-contamination. I'll just wipe this off briefly, being very careful not to damage anything, of course. And then I'm just going to, now this pH reader is ready to use, so I can just check the pH of this water right here, which is just tap water. So once this stabilizes, it's going down. It's currently at 7.23, 7.22. So it's steadying out at around a pH of 7.16 at a temperature of 20.4 degrees Celsius. And that's all you have to do in order to calibrate a pH pen. Okay, just turn it off.
Okay, we're live. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing conductivity meter, as you can see here. So it's going to turn it on and wait for it to turn on properly. Alright, so as you can see here, the degrees Celsius is blinking. Hopefully you can catch that. So that means we're in specific conductance. So we'll just start and use some distilled water to clean the probe properly. I have a waste bucket right here. I don't know if you're catching that properly. Just using distilled water to clean the probe. And then we'll use this other specimen here, which is just water from the tub. And we'll find the specific conductance of the liquid here. So as you can see there, it's about 533, give or take, at 19.3 degrees. So that's specific conductance. Now we'll switch modes to do conductivity. So just to be certain, distilled water. What is it? Is it catching it enough? Yeah? Okay. So it's going to clean it again, just to be certain. So the conductivity, you can see it, is at 474 microsiemens, 475, whatever, it's close enough, at 19.3 degrees Celsius. So finish, just distill it, use distilled water again, clean it up, and then you can turn off the probe properly. Thank you.
And we're back. All right, so welcome. So during that break there, brought up this pre-prepared sample bottle here. Now, you're gonna take this. You're gonna take your bottle. You're gonna pre-rinse this a few times. Just 3 rinses. Just gets out any of the potential contaminants or anything in there that'll mess with your sample. Now you're gonna take this. Since we're doing dissolved oxygen, you're going to want to fill the bottle right up to the top there. You tip this over. You see there, we got no oxygen bubbles in there. This just reduces off-gassing or anything. It's just keeps your sample consistent there. So we're going to start. You're going to take your little titration bottle here. This has a little fill line up here at 20 milliliters. You're going to take the lid off of your fill bottle. And you're going to take that and you're going to pour it in there just right up to that little white line there. I can't see it. The box is in the way. Perfect. Now you just fill that right up to the line there. If you go over a little bit, just ditch it. Ditch it. It's good. We're gonna take that. Just put the lid back on your sampling bottle there. Just in case you gotta re-go. I'm gonna pick up this little bottle of manganese sulfate solution, and we're gonna add 8 drops of that to our titrant. Just set aside your mang sulfate. You can pick up alkaline potassium iodide azide, and we're going to add 8 drops of that as well. You just replace the cap in your bottle. Just set that aside. And you should see it'll turn a manky yellow color at this point. Perfectly normal. Suggested. Now the next step here, you're going to find a little spoon in your kit. Take the lid off of your sulfamic acid. Just pop that off there. You're going to take your spoon. Now these are pre-registered to 1 gram. So you're going to take that, fill that up. Just give her a little tap there. Just make sure it's nice and level there. And you're just going to mix that in there. And replace the cap, because you don't want to get that contamination into your mixing chemicals. Replace the spoon in your kit so that you don't lose it. You're just going to place the lid onto the titration bottle. A little click there. And give her a little swirl. Just to ensure that all the chemicals are mixed together properly. So, sample is now fixed. Looks like here. So for the titration, you're going to find a little syringe in your kit. Find the tip for the syringe. Make sure it's on there nice and snug. Next one, you're going to fill your titrator with some sodium thiosulfate. Now when you do this, you're going to want to do that. Make sure it's in there nice and snug so you have no air bubbles. You're going to flip it over. Make sure that you fill it. You might have to do this once or twice to get some air bubbles in there. And fill it right up to the 0, put it back upright, and you're just going to put the cap back on the bottle. Set that aside, and you're good to go. Now we're going to take this, there. We got on with the titration. As you can see, you go down. The goal of the titration is it's going to go from that very deep amber color to a nice faint apple juice yellow. Somewhere in there, you're aiming for a faint yellow. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to plunk. You're going to take your little syringe there. You're going to take that. You're not going to mess around with the levels or anything in there, and you're just going to set that aside. Now you're going to take the lid off of this.
Careful.
You're going to add 8 drops of your starch indicator here. You're going to give that a little swirl. You're going to pick this back up, and you're going to find your thiosulfate. Take the cap back off there. You're going to proceed to fill it again. So you're going to make sure that it's in there. It's nice and snug. You should feel a little bit of a click. You should kind of grab in there. You're just going to fill it back up to 0 again. Right in there like that. Put the lid back on, set your bottle aside. So now you're going to take this, you make sure your cap is on nice and snug. You're just going to click it back in like that. Now we're going to proceed to do a titration again. So you're going to swirl it slowly with one hand while adding 1 drop at a time from the syringe until this turns a nice light blue. Now after it turns light blue, we're going to take this and we're going to compare it to the titrator scale. And this will give us our parts per million of dissolved oxygen. So as you see, I'm starting to get close here, so I'm just going to slow down here. And it's turned a very, very faint blue. So we're just going to take this, and we're going to set that down on our table there. We're going to look at our syringe, and you're going to read the amount off of this. So I added about 1 there, so I'm going to look at my titration. Alright, so once you look at your titration here, you're going to see it turns a very faint blue. Now you're just going to set that aside, and you're going to look at your syringe. Now, this might be different depending on which kit you're using. In the case of this one, each little line equals 0.2. So we're going to look at this. Now this is at 1, so I'm going to take that, multiply it by 0.2. So I have roughly 200 parts per million of dissolved oxygen. We're going to take that, you're just going to set that aside. We're going to move on to our dissolved oxygen meter here. So you're going to find the button on the front here, you're just going to turn it on. You're just going to wait a minute here, this just gives us time to stabilize the readings. Now once you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that the probe is seated in the chamber in there, because if you flailing it around, you're just going to take forever for that.
I discovered I had to re-zero it because I didn't clean the glassware properly. So we're going to redo that. Put it in, close the lid, and zero it. As it's zeroing, we will get ready to pick up the actual sample. With me having to re-zero the machine because of poor cleaning. Come here, Kim Wayne. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. We're zeroing the machine. Take it out. Taking the next one. And we're cleaning. Making sure to get every little bit of dirt off of it. And reading. So our sample was some tap water, and the unit for the tap water we got was 15 units, and that's that. I just have to clean some things off, and we're You have to film me cleaning them.
I'm filming.
Good. Pouring out the water.
Oh boy. Pretty nice clean.
Machine is off.